sure this thing is safe? Thank the Maker. I am C-3PO, human-cyborg relations.
Hi, it's Craig on the R2 Builders channel, and on this video I am talking about a project that I did a long time ago, about the same time that I did the old blue and white R2, and that is the naked C-3PO project. When I made this, we were looking at congregating at the very first time at the Celebration 2 in Indianapolis in 2002. And 3PO was kind of a crunch time project for that convention. So just like any of my projects, it kind of starts out as just experimenting with something, and then it went on and snowballed and eventually became a completed project. Unlike some of my projects where I start them, they kind of work and then they sit on the shelf and then I never get to them and eventually they get scrapped. But this one, I would have to say it started out with looking at stills of the episode 1 C-3PO, and I had taken some plastic sheets and cut them out, and what I'd done was I'd heated them up with a heat gun, and I pretty much put it over a basketball and held it to the basketball with a dish towel until it cooled, and I was able to get these curved pieces like this. So that was step number 1, and then I made the mouth plate, and I temporarily chopped some PVC pipe for the eyes and just laid it down on the table, kind of seeing how the configuration of components laid out looked. And it started looking pretty good, so I just kept going. I had some thicker PVC and I chopped out a horseshoe with the jigsaw. I made this triple strip here that kind of goes around to the back, and I was trying to find more stills, and I just started piecing it together, and eventually it kind of came together, and all this stuff that I was kind of throwing on there to be temporary wound up being permanent. Like the PVC pipes for the eyes, I just wound up keeping them. In fact, I just noticed this the other day. To make the mouth black, I threw a piece of electrical tape back in here just to kind of make it look right as I was kind of, seeing how it all looked. That piece of electrical tape is still back there, so it wound up being this thing that just kind of kept getting thrown together, and eventually it evolved into a PVC pipe skeletal frame. It came together with some ball and socket joints in the arms, some articulating joints, and so on. The head that moves with the gear motor and the voice-activated switch came later. The hands were very rushed last minute. I said to myself, well, I got to do something about that, and I never did. So here it is, 22 odd years later, and they're still there. But the wires, when it came to dressing them up with wires, there was an appliance repair shop kind of close to where I lived at the time, and they had a junk pile out back, scrap pile for the scrap metal guys, and I wound up going there and popping open the old washing machines and dryers and just ripping the wiring harnesses out and just started cramming them in here to kind of dress them up with wires, and that kind of worked out. So in fact, in the early days of this build, those first couple of years, you'd get close to him and he smelled like laundry detergent and dryer sheets. It was kind of crazy. So and another thing that happened in my builds, I never imagined in my wildest dreams, as I was throwing this together and not really being screen accurate, just kind of doing things just quickly and close enough. I never thought in my wildest dreams that Anthony Daniels himself might actually be inspecting this thing. At Celebration 2, Anthony Daniels had heard about it, and he made his way over to our room to check him out. And Anthony's a real class act. He appreciates his fans, and He likes to entertain and he likes to be supportive of all of his fans, no matter what sort of crazy thing we're doing. So that's just kind of a quick overview on the Naked C-3PO project, and I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, hey, then I've succeeded in my little mission here. This is Craig on the R2 Builders channel. Catch
Oh
you.
my, I'd forgotten how much I hate space travel.
Catch you later.